Hey everyone, Sam here from Sugar Spun Red, and today I'm showing you how to make strawberry crumb bars. These strawberry crumb bars are made with a buttery, shortbread-like crust and crumble topping, and they're filled with a vibrant strawberry jam-like filling. Now, we're going to start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and now let's head over to our stovetop where we're going to make our strawberry filling. You're going to need a medium-sized saucepan for this recipe. And next you'll need your strawberries. You're going to need a total of 5 cups of quartered strawberries, but we're going to divide these. You're going to start by adding 3½ cups of the strawberries to your saucepan and leave that remaining 1½ cups of strawberries set aside. We're going to need that a little bit later on. Now, in addition to the strawberries, we're also going to be adding a ½ cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, just a dash of salt, about an 1/8 teaspoon, and a tablespoon of lemon juice. Now turn your stovetop to medium-low heat, and we're going to stir everything together. Now we're going to cook this mixture until the strawberries release their juices. So once the strawberries have released their juices, your mixture is going to be really liquidy. This is great. It's going to take about 5 minutes or so for them to get to this point. Once they do, you're going to continue to cook them until they come to a boil. Once your strawberries are boiling, we're going to continue to cook them while stirring for 1 minute. Now that they've boiled for 1 minute, we are going to add in our remaining strawberries. Now the reason I like adding in these strawberries at this point is because it's going to give that jam filling a little bit of strawberry substance to it, give you a little bit of fruit to bite into. Once you've added these berries, you're going to want to continue to stir and continue to cook this mixture for about another minute or so. And now we can remove our pot from the heat. And we're going to toss in just a tablespoon of butter and stir that in until it's melted. All right, so we want our strawberry filling to cool completely before we start layering it in with our shortbread crust. So let's set this aside and let's go ahead and make that crust. Now for this step, I really recommend using a food processor. If you want, you can try to cut this mixture together using a pastry cutter, but it's a very crumbly dough and the food processor blade is going to make quick work of that. It even is going to take a minute for the food processor to get everything combined. You'll see as we go along with this. Now, the first thing you're going to want to add to the basin of your food processor is 3¼ cups of all-purpose flour. We'll also add 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar, a teaspoon of cornstarch, a ½ teaspoon of baking powder, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Now we're just going to put the lid on our food processor and just pulse everything until all of our dry ingredients are nicely combined. Now you'll need 1 cup of unsalted butter, and you want your butter to be nice and cold. You're going to want to cut this into about tablespoon-sized pieces. We're just going to scatter it evenly over the top of our flour mixture. Now we're going to blend everything together again until our butter is nicely cut into our mixture and the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. So if you take a look at this, as you can see some of the butter pieces in it. It looks like crumbs. There's no large chunks of butter. This is what you want your mixture to look like. Now you're going to add 1 large egg yolk, and this is just the yolk, and a ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we're going to stir everything together until the mixture begins to clump together. Now at first it's going to seem like it's not going to come together. It's a very dry mixture. It's dry and crumbly, which is actually exactly what we need to make our crust and our crumble topping, because we're using this dough for both of those. But just have faith and keep pulsing and everything's going to come together. Now if the inside of your crumble mixture is starting to get a little bit more combined and the outside is nice and dry still, you're going to want to just use a spoon or a spatula and just kind of work the outside in towards the center because you want this to be nicely combined. You can probably see now why I don't recommend doing this by hand. A food processor makes this much easier. All right, so this is actually looking pretty good. Our dough is still a little dry looking. It's definitely crumbly looking, but that's fine because we're going to want to be using this as our crumble topping. So if you take it in your hands, if you squeeze it between your fingers, it should hold together. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we are ready to use this for our strawberry crumb bars. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this over to our pan. You're gonna need a 9 by 13 pan, and you wanna lightly butter the sides and bottom of the dish. We're going to pour about half of our crumb mixture into the bottom of our pan. As you can see, this mixture is really crumbly still, so what you're going to do is either use your hands or use the back of a spoon to just evenly flatten this into your pan. Looks like we might need a little bit more, so I'm gonna add a bit more. Now grab your strawberry mixture that's been cooling, and we're going to pour this evenly over our crust. We're gonna add our crumble topping now, so take what's left of your crumb mixture, and we're just gonna use our hands to just sprinkle this evenly over the strawberries. These are going to go into our 350-degree Fahrenheit oven, where they're going to need to bake for about 55 to 60 minutes, or until your crumble topping is beginning to turn a light golden brown. Now these strawberry crumb bars are going to be so soft when they first come out of the oven. In fact, if you want to be able to cut them and pick them up like any other dessert bar, you're going to want to wait until they have cooled completely, which is going to take several hours. Now, they also do taste good warm. You can just dig in while they're warm, top them with ice cream, treat it kind of like a strawberry cobbler or a fruit crisp. That would work great too. I'm gonna let these cool at least a little bit before I dig in. Now these are still a little bit soft, so I'm going to be eating it with a fork rather than picking it up by hand, but they've only had about an hour and a half to cool. Anyway, that is how simple it is to make strawberry crumb bars. I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and if you try it out, I would love to know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Guys, this strawberry crumb bar is so good. You've got your crisp, buttery, shortbread-like bottom, the crispy crumble topping on top, and the juicy strawberry filling. This is so good. You're gonna love the fruit flavor, and again, the buttery topping and bottom are probably my favorite. If you guys try this one out, I really wanna know what you think. Hey, if you guys enjoyed today's strawberry crumb bar recipe video, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, if you enjoyed today's recipe, here are a few others you might like as well.